Okay, so recently there's been a couple of issues in the gacha community which I kind of want to talk about, and a lot of this kind of involves Wuthering Waves. Now, the first issue that Wuthering Waves has, and a lot of people have been talking about, is the kind of female to male character ratio, which again, a lot of people are advocating for more male characters being added to the game. But also, on the other hand, you've probably seen a lot of drama coming from the Love and Deep Space community, talking about the, Guna games and stuff like that, and the overall designs that actually go on in Wuthering Waves. And well, it seems like we have a clash of the two, with one particular Wuthering Waves player actually crushing out over a new character design which is coming to Wuthering Waves, and I just thought it was stupid. I just wanted to take a look, kind of break it down and talk about the overall state of characters in Wuthering Waves in terms of design and also in terms of the male to female character ratio. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy it, and also go to GameStop, use my code KAZA, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. They've got a ton of cool new events out there, so definitely take a look, and yeah, let's get back into the video. So this was the post I actually saw. It was in the Wuthering Waves global page. I'm pretty sure this is over on Facebook, which is kind of crazy because I don't think I've really seen anybody use Facebook over the age of like 30, which is kind of crazy. And they pretty much have a screenshot of one of the characters from the trailer. I don't know what her name is. I don't think we have a confirmed name for her yet, but pretty much she features in there alongside like 3 other characters as well, which again was absolutely amazing, and it came at the end of the version 2.1 live stream, so a lot of people got hyped. And well, this person decided to say, have you ever played a game that turned out to be a game that brought sin? Yes, that's Wuthering Waves. So first of all, they're saying that Wuthering Waves has brought sin, which is first of all absolutely crazy. They say, I swear, this game is getting more and more off track. Is it that desperate sell that women's self-esteem is being trampled on in this game? The design is indecent. You could even say 80% of it is almost naked. No wonder many women are uncomfortable and don't want to play wuwa. Besides the developer, who is a dirty and giving male characters, women's dignity also feels humiliated. So they're pretty much saying that they don't like the design. They think that it's revealing way too much, and I think that's how they feel about some of the other Wuthering Waves characters as well. And we're going to go into that. Let's just finish this off though. They say Wuthering Waves is not a post-apocalyptic game, but a game about female characters who are lustful and want to be defiled after being hit by a disaster. Try to reason for yourself. The world of War is already very modern. There are even cars and advanced combat technology. The characters should be able to wear elegant, polite, all covered clothes. Even the leaders of the country wear all boxy designs. Kuro, why hasn't anybody reported this game to court? So again, they're saying that they want legal action taken against Kuro Games, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, we have seen this before though. For example, like Azure Lane had a couple of their skins taken down. Even like Snowbreak had some stuff taken down by the Chinese government and by the courts and everything like that, which was kind of crazy. And maybe that's something that we might see with Wuthering Waves in the future as well. But so far, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Now, obviously, they go on to say that a lot of the character designs in Wuthering Waves, and particularly this one, appeals to a lot of the Gunas. That's pretty much what they're saying here, and that it is very like kind of humiliating to women and stuff like that, which I can kind of see. I can see why that would be the case for a lot of people, but I think Wuthering Waves is the worst game to be going after. I feel like Wuthering Waves actually has a pretty good balance of these characters in terms of having this more design, which kind of appeals to the kind of Guna side of the audience, but then also you got some pretty cool characters that don't even need any of that kind of design. Obviously, if we go over to the Pridwin tier list here, this is just like an easy way to bring up all of the characters. You can see, if you think about it, a lot of the characters are actually kind of moderately dressed. I feel like, Jinshi, for example, is pretty moderately dressed, as she should be, as her kind of role and everything like that. Obviously, we've got characters like Phoebe, who just came out. She's literally wearing like fully clothed stuff. She's got a top on, she's got a whole dress and everything like that. And the same goes for another recent character, Carlotta. She is pretty much fully covered, which again already disproves a lot of these points. And then you could even say the same for a lot of other characters as well. For example, Changli. I mean, she is a little bit more on the showy side, but I feel like she still is pretty covered as well. I feel like a lot of these characters aren't that bad, and I feel like this character obviously is one of the worst ones for it, but to be fair, I'm all here for it. I'm someone who likes that kind of stuff, so I don't really care. I'd say Shorekeeper, obviously, yes, she definitely is a little bit more showy, and I feel like the designs are actually kind of similar between her and Shorekeeper. They're both wearing kind of very similar stuff. Maybe they have some kind of correlation in the story, we don't really know. Jeja as well, she is showing off a little bit more, which again, I think that's it's a mix. It's supposed to be like a healthy kind of balance. Obviously, we go to Yinlin, she's showing a little bit more as well, which again, as I said, I think it's supposed to be kind of like a healthy mix between the two. I think that is what Wuthering Waves is going for, and I think it is kind of stupid to absolutely complain about some of this stuff, because it's not like they're going fully down this route. We saw some of the other characters that are coming out to the game, and from at least what I could see, it wasn't as bad as this character in terms of design, which I don't think, even it is bad. I feel like a lot of these characters just have different personalities, different appearances, and, therefore different clothes, everything like that. And I think it is kind of normal to have some characters that are like this, but also some characters that are much more moderately dressed. For example, like Phoebe, which I think, you know, is really, really good for the game because it, you know, appeals to a wider audience of people rather than going straight into the full Gooner or full non-Gooner, which, you know, some people won't play for either of them. Whereas if you have that mix of both, I feel like you get a wider audience just because you get the mix of players, which I think is actually great for the game. Now, obviously, there was the kind of argument as well of there needs to be more male characters in Wuthering Waves, and I do think that's true as well. I feel like there should be a lot more good male characters in the game. Obviously, we've got Jian, who, you know, started out very early on. We've got Shangli Yao, who are two very good male characters in the game. But apart from that, you know, we've got Calcharo, Alto, you got Yuan Wu, and some other people like that. You know, there just really isn't that many compared to how many female characters there are. And it seems like we are going to be getting even more female characters in the game, even after Brant. But I feel like Wuthering Waves could work on that and could step up the overall kind of distribution of male characters. And more male characters would lead to a more diverse kind of game, which I think is great. But I feel like this person here wouldn't be saying the same, for example, like Brant's design. I feel like Brant's design is very showy in its own way. I feel like, you know, a lot of females would be kind of attracted to that. But this person isn't complaining about Brant's design, they're complaining about this character's design because, you know, it's just the women's side. But as soon as the men does it, you know, it's not a problem. And I feel like that is a big factor. And obviously we saw that a little bit in the Love and Deep Space drama as well, which is kind of annoying, but hey, it doesn't really matter that much. And I feel like this crash out is just kind of meaningless because you know, Kuro games just aren't going to change this. I don't think a design like this is going to make a woman feel so humiliated or their dignity so humiliated. At the end of the day, it's just a 3D character in a game. It doesn't really matter. And I'd say all in all, in my opinion, I feel like this character design is actually great. I feel like it can appeal to a lot of people, as I said. And overall, my opinion on this is that I actually kind of like this character design, and I feel like it is a good addition to the game. And I feel like, you know, Wuthering Waves definitely isn't going down that route where they go fully like this and where they only release characters like this, because that's just not the case. If you look at some of their previous ones, as I literally talked about through this entire video, you know, you can see that Wuthering Waves do like to change it up a bit in terms of character design and also in terms of gender of the character and everything like that, which I think is a good, healthy balance. And it should stay that way because, again, I feel like going too far into one route is just going to kind of put them down into a kind of like niche, which, you know, wouldn't be good for Wuthering Waves' growth. And as we've seen with games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star, stuff like that, they do have a very healthy mixed character kind of roster of, you know, all of these different kind of types of characters, which I think is good. And that's why they're so successful and why they're so global to today, because it appeals to pretty much everyone, which I think is a great addition. And I feel like Wuthering Waves is also trying to do the same as they, you know, try to mimic a lot of what Hoyoverse does. Now, obviously, some of the stuff that Hoyoverse does, you know, shouldn't be mimicked because it's the worst thing to do, but also there are some good things to do, for example, like this, and introducing a much more diverse kind of character roster, which is going to help out the game massively. And I feel like, you know, that would be a very good choice for the game. But I feel like it's not the end of the world that a character has, you know, kind of a design like this. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Who cares? You know, just don't pull for it if you don't like it, or you can keep complaining into the void and I'll keep making videos on it because, again, it's absolutely hilarious to see. And yeah, it's just kind of funny to see one person getting so annoyed at such a very, you know, small topic and such a small thing in the game. I feel like, you know, this could be something easily ignored if you don't like that kind of stuff. And, you know, if you do like that kind of stuff, then great, because, you know, she's going to be coming out on a banner very, very soon. And, you know, I don't know what the actual replies were to this on the group on Facebook, but I'm sure they weren't very positive. I feel like a lot of people also have the same kind of impression that, you know, some of these characters are going to be like this, and that's just because, you know, it's a gacha game, and gacha games inherently are kind of sexual or kind of like goonery in a way, and some people just kind of have to accept that. Now, obviously, you know, there are lots of exceptions. For example, I feel like Limbus Company recently has much less of that kind of stuff, but even in some of the most tame games, like, for example, Genshin Impact even has a lot of stuff in it, which some people could deem quite revealing. So again, I think it just happens in every single gacha game, and if you don't like that, well, maybe you should stop playing gacha games. But hey, it's just kind of funny to talk about this. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that this character is too revealing, or that this character design is too bad, or it's too goonery, or that you don't really like it and you think it, you know, humiliates women or something like that? Or do you think that it's fine and that, you know, to be honest, if you don't want to pull it, don't pull it, and if you like it, well, you know, that's great, and we can all spend a ton of asteroid on her. If you guys did enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go to GameStop, as I said, use my code Kaza, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.